Hello guys, welcome to Chemical Kinetics. In this session, we will be starting the chapter Chemical Kinetics and we will be looking into rate of chemical reaction. Different definitions, we will see instantaneous rate of reaction, we will see what is average rate of reaction, also how to calculate rate of reaction. Now let's start the lesson. So if you see in this chapter, what are our objectives? The objectives are simply these. Okay, so first of all, what is chemistry? Okay, so chemistry is by its very nature is concerned only with change. Okay, so we know that substances are there which react in the chemical reaction and they give out substances with a completely different property. Okay, so for any chemical reaction for or any chemical equation, the chemist, okay, the person who studies chemistry, chemist is trying to find out the following three things. Okay, first thing is the feasibility of chemical reaction. That means if the reaction is possible or not. Okay, so if the reaction is possible that or not is determined by thermodynamics. Okay, that means if your delta G is less than 0 at a given temperature or at a constant temperature and pressure, the reaction is feasible. Okay, now delta G here refers to Gibbs free energy. Okay, please note delta G here is Gibbs free energy. We will discuss about this in detail. Next is extent to which the reaction will proceed. Okay, now this is the one which is determined by chemical equilibrium. Okay, meaning is like how much reaction will go ahead. Like maybe the reaction will complete, maybe the reaction will not complete. Okay, like the products are reacting very slow, so that is determined by chemical equilibrium. If you remember in the it is the value of Kc. The Kc value is the equilibrium constant, so that is the one which gives you the extent to which reaction will proceed. And the last and the third thing is speed of the reaction. Okay, that is the time taken by the reaction to reach equilibrium. This is the main topic that we are going to see in this chapter, that is speed of the reaction. So the branch of chemistry which deals with the study of reaction rates and their mechanism, okay, also the mechanism, is called chemical kinetics. Okay, here the word kinetics is derived from Greek word kinesis, that is meaning movement. So thermodynamics is telling us only about the feasibility of the reaction, that is the delta G is less than 0, that means the reaction is possible. Now chemical kinetics will tell us about the rate of the reaction, that means how fast the reaction is going to be. Okay, so some factors which affect the rate of reaction are concentration, temperature, pressure and catalyst. We will see all these factors in detail. Now, let's say the speed of reaction or rate of the reaction, it is defined by change in concentration of a reactant or product in unit time. Remember, it is change in concentration of reactant or product. Okay, you can use any one of the two in a unit time. Okay, like you can define in terms of two terms to be more specific: the rate of decrease in concentration of any of one reactant. Okay, because we know that reactants react, so if the reactants are reacting, the concentration is going to decrease. So the rate of decrease in concentration of any one of the reactant. The other way of expressing can be rate of increase in the concentration of any one of the products. So you can use any one, both of them are the same, not the same, but you can, the value quantity will be the same. Now let us consider a reaction where 1 mole of reactant R produces 1 mole of product P. So reactant R gives you product P. We are assuming that the volume of the system is constant. So rate of disappearance of R will be decrease in concentration of R upon time taken. So that is delta R with a negative sign, delta T. Now here the negative sign is actually used because the concentration of the reactant is decreasing. Okay, that's why we multiply it with -1, so that the rate of disappearance of R is a positive quantity. And rate of appearance of product P is increase in concentration of P. Actually, please correct this one, this is increase in concentration of P divided by time taken. So delta P upon delta T. Here delta stands for change. Okay, so delta stands for change, that is always final minus initial. So both of them are going to have a same value, and please correct this. This should be P product. Okay, increase in the concentration of P. Now there is average rate. Okay, average rate means it is represented by R average. It is simply minus delta R upon delta T, or delta P by delta T. Okay, that is, let's say if this is the case of reactants, we see that the reactants are going to decrease with time, right? The concentration of the reactant is going to be decreasing with time. So if you want to calculate average rate, you can simply find a time interval, let's say T1 to T2, and you can calculate the delta R. You see, this is delta R and this is your delta T. So this is telling you the average rate. Okay, so change in concentration of reactant per unit time is this. Okay, next is instantaneous rate. So instantaneous rate is the rate at a particular moment of time. That means your delta T is nearly equals to 0. Okay, so we will use the techniques of differentiation, that is R instantaneous is equals to minus dr by dt or dp by dt. So you can see at this point at a given time t, if you see, you just draw a tangent here, and what you get is dr, and this is your dt. So this is average rate and instantaneous rate. So this graph is representing just concentration of reactants which should be decreasing divided versus time. If you see next here, this is the concentration of product versus time. So if you see, the concentration of product is actually increasing. Okay, concentration of product increases and concentration of reactant decreases. Okay, now unit of rate of reaction. So we know it is basically concentration is expressed in moles per liter, that is molarity, and time is expressed in seconds. So simply the unit of rate of reaction is going to be moles per liter per second. Okay. In gaseous reactions, when concentrations of gases are expressed partial pressure, so that time you can use atm per second. Okay. atm per second, that is pressure change per second. Now let's consider this following reaction. This is like Hg plus Cl2 gives you HgCl2. Now here understand this, the stoichiometric coefficient of the reactant and products are the same. That means 1 Hg plus 1 Cl2 gives 1 HgCl2. Okay. So in this scenario, the rate of reaction is given by decrease in concentration of Hg same as decrease in concentration of Cl2 is equals to increase in concentration of HgCl2, okay, in a same amount of time, because one of this is going to react with one of this to give only one of this per unit time. Okay, now let's consider a different reaction. Let's say that 2Hg gives H2 plus I2. Okay, so if you think that, let's say that there are two molecules, so two molecules are giving one molecule of H2 and one molecule of I2. Let's say that two molecules are giving that in 1 second. So rate of disappearance is actually twice times like 2. Let's say it gives only one molecule, so one molecule per second is generated, one molecule per second is generated. But how many are disappearing? The number of molecules disappearing are two molecules in a given second, right? So this is actually, you have to divide it by the stoichiometric coefficient, because this is disappearing in double the rate. Okay, so it can be different also, we will see now. So for the coefficient or stoichiometric coefficient of reactants or products which are not equal to 1, okay, so simply rate of reaction for such a reaction will be rate of disappearance of this, okay, that is minus 1 by 2 delta Hi upon delta T should be equals to delta H2 by delta T should be equals to delta I2 by delta T. Okay, please focus on this part, that here let's say that there were two molecules which were disappearing in 1 second. So one molecule is appearing in 1 second and one molecule is appearing in 1 second. So rate of this is double. That's why we multiply it with half so that we can equate all three, and that is your rate of reaction. In the same way, if you have such a big reaction, okay, you can see this reaction. So rate of reaction is simply 1 by 5 minus of this value, okay, like minus sign is outside, delta Br minus dt, delta T, because this is decreasing again. BrO3 minus is again decreasing and the coefficient is 1, so 1 upon 1 plus this one is there 6H plus, so it will be minus 1 by 6 delta H plus delta T. These are appearing, that's why there is no negative sign. Okay, so please analyze this reaction, very important. So that's it for this session now. Okay, see you all for the next one, guys.